And live Q&A via Instagram, Facebook, Periscope, Exzessiv, Clinton Wallace, live and direct from Vape Wars, but there's no wars here. Give thanks for your service. And we have some of the original godfathers of Prop 215 in California, which is medical cannabis. And what's the name for medical cannabis in Germany?
You have several words. It's Medizinalhanf, for example. It's a very nice word. Medizinalhanf, Medizinalhanf, Medizinalhanf.
He's saying everything 3 times fast because we say Hanf kann den Planeten retten. And
it's getting better and better each time.
My extensive practice makes permanent. And if you are wondering, because we have live questions coming in from everywhere, and we have a microphone for the questions in the audience, but the first question will go to the man with the boombox voice who does not need a microphone. So we're going to open that up then to questions in a moment. But there's no question that cannabis hemp is a meaningful solution for the environment, for paper, fiber, fuel, fabrics. And we're so grateful to Hanf Journal and Exzessiv TV for sponsoring the translation from nation to nation. So we also hope to have Jack Herer's Emporer Wears No Clothes translated into the 17 languages that the late great Jack Herer and I spoke of while he was still alive. With every breath in his body, he wanted you to know that cannabis hemp is a viable solution, the only solution for what could save the planet as a medicine, as a fiber, as a fuel. And we have to keep saying it again and again, like a broken record that could be made of hemp. So we want you to know that hashtag everything, hashtag this could be hemp, could be made of hemp, and we want to encourage that. So there are several networks that the Soyet group is can be found, several markets. So will you talk a little bit about all the different countries that this logo and this media division?
Of course I can, but it will last for hours. You know, we have, well, first to say, we have 27 languages in Europe running, so and we just feed 6 languages, and English is not one of our working languages. We have German, we have Polish, we have Czech, we have Ukrainian, we have French. So you see, it's a lot more different, and we have at least 20 different brands running in this market, and we are concentrated also on the cannabis branch, and we are facing now on a 20-year history of our companies in several countries. One of the latest one is a traveling company, which is located on the Canary Islands. It's a little bit comparable, might be with Hawaii, with the Hawaiian Islands. Everybody, half Europe is going there for having holidays, or we have there a service, a holiday service, which is bringing the people, the tourists, into the cannabis social clubs. Might be you have heard of the Spanish system of cannabis social clubs. It's more like a collective and not a shop or not a dispensary, not a coffee shop especially. It's the most important thing about a cannabis social club is that it's not allowed to make any profit. So friends getting connected together and growing together, and so we can host our people, our friends who are visiting us on the Canary Islands to go in one of those clubs, for example. But we have.
And I'd like to shout out our friend Hugh Oman, who was the founder of NCOD, and where I first learned about European cannabis social clubs. He's no longer with us. So many of the legends here, even represented at the museum, that are no longer with us today, we still can represent their message. Thanks to print, thanks to the media, our message can live forever. So give thanks. A lot of people have asked you why you don't go just online and go paperless. A lot of people have asked you when you're going to have a special hemp edition. And we know that you are online and you are digital, but some people really like to hold something in their hands, and if everything gets wiped from a database, we'll still have, we might not have DVD players, but we'll still have our eyes. So give thanks, we could read the Hanf Journal.
It's part of our strategy. We are running the internet page since we are on the market now for 18 years with the Hanf Journal.
When some people didn't even have a website.
We have been one of the first because when we developed Hanf Journal, of course, the times have showed the people demand free information. And so we're making a free newspaper. Because it's free, we are also the biggest newspaper on the market. Of course, it's connected somehow. But when you make a cost-free newspaper and the time is right for internet, so why not use the internet? So we have been one of the first to use internet, and this is like already history because the first design of our homepage lasts for about 9 years. Can you imagine in our times to have one design for a homepage for 9 years? It's something unbelievable today, but I'm proud of it. We have served a homepage, we have programmed a homepage which lasts 9 years of development in the internet. You know, this is a really nice thing, and we served from the beginning when even nobody knows in this market what is an internet banner. When I first tried to sell an internet banner on our homepage.
And not just because of the keypad was a different language either.
Not just this, also my American clients did not know exactly about the banners. Now everybody has Google and Facebook and things like this, but still the paper it's something different. This one confirms the virtual reality which is online. But still, this you can hold in your hand, and this you get handed over by your dealer in the grow shop or in the head shop. So it's a great thing, and this is still part of our strategy. And we have 5 different of those magazines. So also in Poland and in Ukraine. Might be, you know, in Ukraine is a very, very special situation. Because it's in fact it's on war with Russia. Still, there is.
They don't tell us that here. Yeah, we didn't know that. So now I don't know if we're going to get censored on Facebook Live. So breaking news that the Ukraine is at war with Russia. A lot of Americans don't even know that. Vape wars too. A lot of Americans don't even know about it. That's much more peaceful.
It's a crazy story because we always have been like the first to establish something. So we have established also the first Ukrainian newspaper, and when the war began, our team broke apart. One was for the Ukrainian side, one was for the Russian side. This is crazy. You have a civil war in one country in one moment. I have not expected to have a project running in a country where it's war. You can imagine, this was surprising me. This was really surprising me, not acrylic letters.
You know what surprised me growing up in the California educational system was to find out that most of the wars that have been fought throughout history, it turns out, I read in Jack Herer's Emporer Wears No Clothes, were fought over hemp, including the War of 1812. So this is a lot of information that they don't tell us, but let me ask, I want to open it up to our live questions in the audience and also on Instagram and whatnot. We're going to invite you to join us for the social media social live at the Hollywood Hemp Museum right out here at the kiosk, and we're going to get social right on Hollywood Boulevard. So give thanks for yourselves and a Hemp Parade. But Richard Eastman was who just ripped our Hanf Journal right off of the
I did. I brought it
table
over
here
to show the other pioneer guy.
to give to a pioneer. So let's open it up to Richard Eastman.
Hello, everybody. This is Richard Eastman and Steve Corchado in the house. Not just one pioneer, two pioneers, because the two guys sitting here with Dennis Perone and our friends helped change not only America, but the world in 1995 and 96 when California Proposition 215 happened. And I'm honored that Steve Corchado is here with me today because we helped open the first 3 cannabis buyers clubs. We didn't call them dispensaries, pot shops, hemp museums. We called them cannabis buyers clubs. We opened the first one in Venice, right? Then it went to West Hollywood. Then we went to Santa Monica. Then we went to Inglewood. So this is my friend Steve Corchado.
Hemp, hemp!
Hooray!
Hooray!
And I'm Richard Eastman. So what's the question? Oh, you want me to ask a question?
Well, it's a Q&A of us.
Okay.
What is
Well, I'm
your
sending it
question?
out there. Hemp can not only save the planet. We've been talking about the War of 1812 and the wars, and my friend Steve here was in the Vietnam War, and so was Dennis Perone, and they made it back. And Dennis isn't feeling too well. Let's have a shout out from Mr. Perone if he's watching, or his friends. Because if it wasn't for Dennis Perone and Harvey Milk and a lot of the hippies and the potheads and everybody else in Queen Victoria and O'Shaughnessy and Ma, the mother of all plants, 5,000 years ago in China, I wouldn't be sitting here today living with AIDS.
Let's tell him we love you, Dennis, on the count of 1. 3, 2, 1.
We love you,
Dennis!
Mr. Perone, if you're out there. So, I don't know if it's a question or not, but you touched me with all these wars that have been fought over hemp and marijuana, and it's sort of ironic that we have a kooky president named Trump, and they got a kooky president in Russia named Putin, and the wars and Benjamin Franklin and Jefferson were trying to get the Russian hemp seeds, and ultimately, yeah, Chernobyl. What is trying to decontaminate Chernobyl? Hemp plants. And that's why Russia, in a weird way, probably is way ahead of us, because I saw on the TV recently, they're trying to develop a pill. If they have a nuclear disaster somewhere in America or on the planet, they're trying to desperately develop a pill right now that supposedly will save human beings from nuclear radiation. I don't know if this is going to be true or even possible. And I'm bringing this up as a weird question because a lot of people think, well, Richard Eastman knows a lot of shit, and Dennis Perone knows a lot of shit, and Steve knows. We're just a couple of old hippies, right? Basically, and Perone, shout out to you. Happy birthday in April. You're going to be 72, 73. My friend Steve here is 67 and 68. I'm going to be 65. It wasn't about our making money. It was about freedom. Freedom for a plant is freedom for the people, freedom for the planet and the animals. So whatever happened, why can't we end all war? Why can't we end all injustice? Why can't we end hunger and homelessness because of the greed of this planet? And ultimately, whatever you think of Dennis and Richard and Steve and everything, we're the old timers, and I'm happy to be in this hemp museum, and for you to come from Germany to visit our hemp museum here. When they asked me to be involved here, I was struggling with the smoking at the White House, an event that's been going on for 48 years. I didn't have any money to put it on and everything, and they said, well, we'll help you, help us with the hemp museum. So, and that's what it is about on the planet. So if marijuana, hemp, can fight radiation in the soil like at Chernobyl, why the hell aren't we planting it everywhere? Because it's all about thinning the herd. And what does that mean to people that are listening to me? Because I'm not going to hog the mic. If Steve might want to say something, somebody else might want to say something. Thinning the herd is a horrible process that maybe began long before King Tut, thousands of years ago. The greedy bastards that first landed on this planet didn't care about the people or the planet, or the animals, or the squirrels, or the plants, or the cannabis, or the roses, or the birds, or the bees. All they worshiped was gold and oil and jewels and plunders and illness and death. So we got to resist, and we got to keep fighting back. And I'd say, like when Jack was yelling at me, you're going to die from AIDS, Richard, if you don't take that, if you keep taking those pills. I don't know, I didn't die yet. I'm still undetectable. I have so many T cells. Marijuana saved my life. And it can save your life. So I'm honored to just give you a little couple of minutes here of why I'm here at the Hemp Museum in Hollywood, celebrating hemp on the planet, because hemp can heal the planet. My friend Jack and Melissa and everybody in this room and all the people that are looking at this across the world, I just want to tell you one thing: give peace a chance. And ultimately, love conquers all, and death isn't the end, because there is no beginning and there is no end. And Ma, the mother of all plants, will still be here when we're all gone, whatever that means. Peace.
Hip, hip, hooray.
Hip, hip, hooray!
Hey.
That's Richard Eastman with unanswerable questions,
Yes.
everybody. Live on Save the
I'm
Planet.
sorry, it was like
Here's
What
just-
was your question?
Here's just a few
The
of
question
them.
was, are we gonna
Hold on,
survive?
Here's just a few of them, and if you could help me translate them in
Uh-oh, they're
German
freaking out, probably.
live. Are you ready? Question number 1. Why can't we end all wars? German translation.
Warum können wir nicht alle Kriege beenden?
What's the question?
One answer is, we want to hear from you.
Okay.
Wir wollen es von euch wissen.
Because world leaders can't seem to come up with an answer to that question.
Yeah. Are we making now teaching lessons for German?
Well, I'm answering the question and you're translating in German, and then you get to answer in German, and I'm gonna, if I translate
I don't know
your
if
English,
this is
it won't work.
the best format, you know. Most of the German which are watching now
Already
know
know what we're
English.
saying.
I have something to say.
Better than I
We
know
save better-
English.
We save better
I have
transmission
something
time.
to say.
Okay, so then the second question that Richard asked was, when, didn't you ask, when are we going to help you complete the mission? So this is up to all of us. This isn't something that Emmy and I can answer, but we can bring it to you, the people, through Exzessiv TV, Hanf Journal, Hanf Can Save the Planet, and Hanf Kann Den Planeten retten. But do you
So
want
what is the
to,
question exactly?
how are we gonna help him finish the mission? Which your mission is what? Clarify for
My
the people.
mission on this planet was to free a plant, to free the people, to free the planet, and then I can go home. Live in Hollywood. Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, is the land that I dreamed of once in a lullaby. We're off to see the wizards, the wonderful wizard of weed.
So Steve, did you have a few words you wanted to say, a question,
I
an
got a question,
answer?
a statement,
All right.
whatever you want to call it. Tonight brings an interesting point in my life. Because I went around the other half of the world proving something to myself twice. I double checked. And then tonight I meet this gentleman from Germany. And what do you call it? It's interesting because it just goes to prove to you I was right. There is nothing wrong with weed. And I'm wearing a certain kind of hat. And I'm hoping that even they're listening. See, I'm not a civilian in a way because I'm disabled. So I'm still property of, but I'm disabled. So they might want to come out and say something like, well, he's disabled, so he's not thinking right. But like I said, making it as far as a sergeant, E5 or sergeant, making it as far as a sergeant, and then double checking on my past and what I was going to do for my future. I'm meeting this gentleman tonight. There are dolphins all over the world. I double checked. All over the world. Dolphin is not my word. If I was going to use a word, in this country we used to call them stoners. That means you got stoned, you got high. You got high. Well, now the new youth, as I look at it, they call them dope fiends. Like this is what we're doing, you know? And I ain't seen nobody yet smoke weed do that. They're usually too sleepy. So, what I want to know is who started the lie, you know? From what I can figure out so far is there's different people starting different lives in different places. And it's not because they're paranoid, because they could give two flying, you know. But the honest truth is, it's a lie. As an ex-military man, I'm saying that.
So I want to thank you for your service, Steve Horchado and Richard Eastman, and all of you out there around the world, whether you served because you were told a lie. I firmly believe to be a good citizen is service. So I think we all have a way to serve the greater community without contributing to choices that are impacting the planet. But I think each and every day we have to make these conscious decisions. When we have an opportunity to pick a jacket made of cotton that contributes to a system that was designed only to fistum, if you pardon the expression, when you could choose a product made of cannabis hemp, then you can find out more thanks to Hanf Journal, thanks to the Hollywood Hemp Museum and the Hanf Museum in Berlin and the Hemp Museum in Barcelona and the Hemp Museum in Amsterdam. You can find the history, but why you can't find the history in the Smithsonian and why it's not in all of the newspapers. So we very much appreciate the media that is taking the risk. Why it should even be a risk to tell the truth is ridiculous, but you have, I've seen you fight a battle of sorts to tell the truth with the integrity that you have.
I live in a very nice country. You know, in Germany we have the press right, I'm protected by the press law, I can talk about everything. So what I did about 20 years ago to break the taboo, because the taboo is what was blocking us. Whenever we make an action on legalizing cannabis or talking about it, the normal newspapers did not really react on it. So we implemented our own media because we need to multiply our message, and this is the way how we always worked, and we will work on in the future like this. Might be the channel changes. One time it's Facebook, one time it's YouTube, one time we have printed magazine, one time we are organizer of a show, but the idea behind it all is to break the taboo, to speak about it, because when you speak about it, you will find about your reality. And now I have really a special gift for the Hollywood Hemp Museum.
Oh, can we get the curators in? Is Choo Choo here? That would be so great to have him present. You're catching this live. That would be so great.
I have to tell the story about this because this looks first as an anonymous picture of nothing. You see some trees in the background, but I tell you it's an official monument in Nuremberg, the city I'm coming from. I'm living nearby. Might you have heard of Nuremberg? Might be in a bad way. But
we're very proud of Nuremberg.
We have also some positive, interesting aspect, and this is the official city monument. Yes, I have to wait still.
You're getting it live on Facebook, so we want to give a shout out that this is a live collaboration happening, and we're so excited for those of you that are participating live. We're here at the Hollywood Hemp Museum. We have an international live audience from Switzerland, the Ukraine, Czech Republic. Shout out to Hugo Talks from my Canopticum tour, my friend. And Hemp Hemp.
Hooray!
It's Choo Choo.
Hello, everybody.
Get over here. Are you wearing hemp?
Not today,
Not today. So every day in each and every way we celebrate hemp, and sometimes we're wearing it and sometimes we're medicating with it. This is hemp plastic.
Nice.
Hashtag this could be
Like
hemp.
like a scale over there?
It's a due to, yeah, now scooch in here for the live stream to say what's up, and then we're gonna have you on this side for this presentation, but say what's up live.
Hello everybody. Welcome
It's
to the Hollywood Hemp
Choo-Choo.
Museum. Having a fun time today. Where y'all at in the world?
Right, and then come over here, I'm gonna move this camera on this side, and Emmy has an amazing story. So Choo Choo is one of several curators
Yes.
here at the Hollywood Hemp Museum, but he's representing for the whole team today. Oh, yeah, and leave that right there. Yeah, are we good? Is that okay?
Yes.
We still plugged in? Well, it's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So, I think, look at that. It's my second Facebook Live, so that's why I'm learning.
Cool. We here.
Okay, so we have It's Choo Choo on Instagram and Choo Choo in real life in 3D here at the
Wow.
Hollywood Hemp Museum, and Choo Choo is also doing the stop motion animation collaboration of Hemp Can Save the Planet, the little, hopefully the
we're
little
bringing
sticks
hemp to life,
turning
have it moving
into
around.
German. So we're super excited about that, and maybe you'll see the behind the scenes at Exzessiv TV and live here. But Emmy has a presentation on behalf of the Hanf Museum in Berlin, Germany, which I think was the second.
No, I have a little bit to correct you, but we jump in again the game after interruption.
Yes.
I have to find the right words in English and to keep concentrated on the story which I wanted to tell. I have brought you a picture from Germany, from my hometown where I'm living, from Nuremberg,
Yes.
and it shows a monument. It shows a lot of paper sheets,
Yes.
and it's a monument which is made for the first ever hemp mill in northern Europe, northern of the Alps, from the year 1390. 1390.
1390.
And
The year.
Wow.
this is we have been just talking about breaking the taboo. It's not a secret. Our city council put this monument into a official public park, so everybody can see this. But who cares?
Yes. To read.
This guy who brought it from Italy, and the Italians have it from China, by the way. This guy Ullmann Stromer is a very, very famous Nuremberg community member, because he brought a lot of money to Nuremberg.
That's not a mill anymore, it's a museum.
This
Working museum.
only mill exactly made what you have here in the movie. It really made a revolution on producing paper. The paper was in one moment a lot cheaper and a lot easier to be accessed, and also for the public. So the Catholic Church also lost its monopoly on information, because before there was just the written word from one side, from the church. After this invention, after you had the paper, you could print it, and you can print it and multiply. And only this fact about this only mill makes really a big change on the whole planet. Also, this paper was used to print, for example, the Bible in German language, which was a revolution itself, which breaks the monopoly on the Latin language.
Wasn't his name Gutenberg?
Yes, exactly. Gutenberg was the printer, and this guy, Ullmann Stromer, delivers the paper
And
for
Hanf,
it.
yeah.
And Luther makes the content for it.
Forgot the name.
You know, this was like the connection, and here is some evidence of hemp changed already the planet a lot. And let's keep on changing, and this is a present for you.
Hemp can still save the planet.
Germany has done a good job.
Hemp, hemp.
Hemp, hemp, hooray!
Give thanks and praises. You can check this out live at the Hollywood Hemp Museum. And I want to give credit to the photographer, please, It is Susanna Winter.
Yeah.
So give a hemp hooray for Susanna Winter.
Hemp.
Steve, please,
over here, yeah.
until we finish. Can we just finish? Yeah, all right, so can we get a hemp hooray?
hooray!
Hemp hooray! Give thanks for Susanna Winter. Give thanks to the Hanf Journal. Give thanks to Exzessiv TV. And also we have a presentation to make on Friday to hopefully go back to Berlin, maybe not in your bags if you're packed up with all of your investor brochures, but to go back to Rolf Ebenhaus. We want to say shout out to Rolf Ebenhaus of the Hanf Museum, and shout out to all of Germany. Is there anything that we can shout out for Exzessiv, a hashtag for you that we can do before we go to our social media outside?
The secret words. Also für unser deutschsprachigen Zuschauer jetzt hier Exklusivnachrichten. Ich finde es mega geil, dass ihr jetzt um diese Uhrzeit nach Los Angeles einfach mal rüberschaut und dem Hanfmuseum in Hollywood eure Ehre erweist. Und es ist wunderschön, hier zu sein, obwohl ich nämlich annehme, dass die meisten von euch jetzt gar nicht da sind. Aber es ist trotzdem geil, dass ihr da seid.
Say that 3 times fast.
Germans got it, yo. Yeah. Show love. Appreciate everybody.
Oh, Choo Choo, will you give Clinton a Vape Wars? They're exclusive. And then I guess it's going to turn into Vape Peace. So from Vape Wars to Vape Peace, and join us outside at the Hollywood Hemp Museum for the social media social. Let's get social with it.
Talk to people, network, so everybody sees.
Hashtag hemp can save the planet. Hashtag Hanf kann den Planeten retten. You can watch on youtube.com/SwissBarbieBone, youtube.com/WrestlingDiva Facebook.com/hemp can save the planet, and Exzessiv TV.
.com.de. Just look, you will find us. We are the biggest channel on German language, so it's not easy to miss us.
And let's confirm the rumors. You're going to be here for the CWCB Expo. You didn't boycott it. You're here.
Yeah, we are here for 3 days because it's one of the biggest shows, and Los Angeles became the capital city of cannabis. It's like this.
Hollywood did. Hollywood.
So
not
it's
LA.
not the last time we will come. It's evident the shows here are the shows to go, and with international character. And we are waiting Klosch. Visit us on booth 347.
And I got my Inhale VIP pass. So even if you don't have a pass, we don't need no stinking badges. We'll be at the VIP lounge. Give thanks to the Most High. Hemp hooray! We're gonna social media, social outside,
Welcome,
and
Brenda,
we'll
to the Hemp Museum.
tweet you live. The originator, as we're scoping down on this stream. Wave, Brenda Kirschenbaum. Give a wave, you're on live. Right here, Brenda.
Brenda, you're live. Come on
Brenda,
up.
see yourself, and you can catch this later on Facebook.com/hemp can save the planet. Give thanks to Richard Davis and every legend who wants you to know that hemp can save the planet. They might not be here on the planet, but they can get you the message. The medium is the message, and you can come here to celebrate medium, large, extra large, in charge, that hemp can save the planet. Check out the channels, the hashtags, and we're here all week, except for Mondays at the Hollywood Hemp Museum, but always on the virtual at the Hollywood Hemp Museum. So that's a wrap.
Yeah.
Right? We lost power and we're good. Hooray!